Hello, everybody. My name is Martha Alter Hines with Living the One Light. All right, I'm very excited. In this video, I'm mostly going to be channeling, just going to let the spirit world take over, um, to drop into the energies of the upcoming very powerful total lunar eclipse that's going to be happening on September 7th, um, or September 8th, depending on where you are in the world. And it's going to be a full moon at 15 degrees of Pisces, very close to the North Node and in the vicinity of Saturn, which will have gone retrograde back into Pisces by then, and Nessus, etc. So I'm going to spend just a little moment talking, me, Martha, talking about this and what my guides are telling me, and then I'm just going to let them talk or whatever wants to come through me talk. Um, so yes. So as I have been mentioning in my other recent videos, if you haven't seen the overview, my eclipse kind of overview video, I will link that here. Go back to that. I'll give it that in there. I give a bigger picture of this whole eclipse season. And I definitely recommend getting that overview if you want. And then you could also even go to the new moon video that I did that follows that eclipse season overview, where I talk about the new moon we just had on August 22nd, 23rd, 2025. And that was at 0 degrees of Virgo with the star Regulus, precisely with the star Regulus. So that new moon then started the lunar cycle that we're currently in, and that lunar cycle culminates, reaches its peak, you could say, at the full moon, which in this case happens to be the lunar eclipse we're talking about today. So that the lunar eclipse again is September 7th, 2025, and will be at 15 degrees of Pisces. So it's anything cosmic, anything astrological is not an isolated thing. It's always anything and everything is part of, cycle upon cycle upon cycle. So for sure, this lunar eclipse full moon is part of this lunar cycle among many other cycles. And so it's, to me, really important to also come back to drop into the seed point of the new moon at 0 degrees of Virgo, whatever that has meant for you. And as we're leading toward the lunar eclipse, to then you can even be being present with the moon as the moon grows toward that full moon. Okay, so many things I could say, but I'm gonna try to just mostly let them channel. So I will bring up the chart and just say a couple other things. I will also say, as many of you know, I'm doing these videos here for free on my YouTube channel, and you can be following along with these free videos and doing your own deep dive journey with this very powerful eclipse season that's beautiful and perfect. So this video would be the next kind of installment in that series that you can be following on your own. And many of you have joined the Sacred Eclipse Portal Journey that I'm doing. And if you haven't joined and you want to, you're very welcome. I have sliding scale options. And the next time we're going to be meeting, actually, as a whole group, is going to be on at the moment of this lunar eclipse. So it's a great time to still join. I also have, as part of that journey, an option to join smaller circles where I'm looking at your specific chart and giving you a sense of the themes that I see or feel for you and in the astrology as it interplays with your chart. I originally had 2, those got full, so I made a 3rd, that got full, so I made a 4th, that got full, so I made a 5th, that one's almost full, and then I made a 6th. So I actually now, so the ones that are remaining that have space are both on Monday, September 8th, which is actually the day right after this lunar eclipse. There are about 2 or 3 spots left in the 1 p.m. Pacific time, and then there's a bunch of spots now. I just opened up this new option at the 10 a.m. Pacific time Um, again, Monday, September 8th. So if you want to join, again, there are sliding scale options and you're still welcome to join. Yeah, I just held the first of those small circles this past Monday and I loved it. I love being with people in that way. So if it calls to you, definitely join in, and otherwise follow along right here. And this is great too. So, okay. So let me pull up the chart, and either way, also just to say again, I have this free new app, Living the One Light app, and you can access my free community on there. You can also access my community on my website, livingtheonelight.com. And there's people are just doing this beautiful sharing around the eclipse season, around many things in general. And it's really meant to be a place of positive support, mutual support of each other. So please join in there. Please share in there, whatever you feel called to share, and cheer each other on. Okay. So here is the full moon in Pisces, 15 degrees, 22 minutes of Pisces, right on the North Node, with Saturn, who is retrograde and will be re-entering Pisces on September 1st. So I'm recording this on August 28th, 2025. So that, yeah, just a few days from now, Saturn will be re-entering that 29 degree of Pisces spot. That is literally the last degree of the entire zodiac. So it's a really, really powerful point. Pam Gregory has been talking about this aspect of things a lot lately, and so you can obviously listen to her if you haven't already, and get her perspective on that. Yeah, but but this Saturn in Pisces is going to be playing a really big role. It's playing a big role here in this lunar eclipse because it's, right in the vicinity of the moon. But at the time of the solar eclipse, it's even playing a bigger role because the solar eclipse, which is happening on September 21st, 22nd, is going to be at 29 degrees of Virgo. It's a new moon at 29 degrees of Virgo, exactly opposite Saturn, which I think by then will be at 28 of Pisces, if I remember right. But anyway, Saturn will be exactly opposite that new moon on this solar eclipse. So Saturn is a really important player for this whole eclipse season. And what I feel in that for the solar eclipse, and I'll make another video as we get closer to that, but just to say a little bit here because it feels important, is that in general, what I feel this Saturn doing is, among other things, supporting us to remember our own inner elder, and our own inner elder, spiritual elder, our own spirit essence, which is a lot of what I talk about in the new moon video, for the new moon we already had. And we've been being present with that a lot in the eclipse journey as well. So yeah, so there's this very powerful theme of really fully embodying our complete soul essence, and that inner elder of us sitting and being present, and us really finding her or him or them or whatever gender it is, or many genders maybe. Anyway, so yes, there's, again, so much I could be saying, but the main thing that I feel called to say about this lunar eclipse is, when I initially looked at it, one of the big themes that jumps out at me, and I've stated over and over and over again, is that, of course, this is massively, powerfully an energy that supports us in radical forgiving. And I still think that's absolutely true. I'm going to actually add in Nessus here, because Nessus is also right there with the moon and the North Node at the time of this lunar eclipse. So Nessus is at 20 degrees of Pisces, very near the North Node for this whole eclipse season, not too far from Saturn and not too far from that moon. And Nessus, as I've talked about before, as Melanie Reinhart talks about, Heather Ensworth talks about, Nessus is associated with the buck stops here. So I really feel this energy so powerfully supporting us to take radical self-responsibility, just kind of let go. Let go. All the storylines that have gone on in our lifetime, in this lifetime, and gazillions of other lifetimes, if we have felt victimized or whatever it is, it's like it's all legitimate, not to deny it, not to say it's okay at all, and to take to to take back our power in a sense, and just let it go, radically forgive. The other component, though, in addition, that came through so powerfully in my praying this morning, and my guides really wanted me to talk about, and I would again just let them take over in a second here. Um, the other gigantic component of the energy of this lunar eclipse is not just letting go, but letting go into Pisces, the divine, if you want to say God. Let go, let God. I mean, that's one, very cliche phrase, but that idea. So, and what I feel in that, what's really been coming powerfully alive in my praying over and over and over again recently, is that many of us are here, myself included, to be holding space for the possibilities of infinity. So what my guides keep telling me is, you cannot possibly know. You can't know. You cannot see it. You can't even really necessarily understand it in your human brain yet. The amazing possibilities that are here, that are coming, that are who you are. And so as we release, we might have an idea of what we want to release from, but we also might have an idea of what we want to release to. Like, we might have an idea of what we want, in other words, right? And as we know, easier said than done, but we know that the divine knows way beyond what our human mind can know. And the divine choreography of things is exquisite and is so far beyond what we can conceptualize or logically, analytically come up with, right? We know that. But the energy of this eclipse, and what my guides are saying is, yes, it's not, I mean, yes, do the radical forgiving, yes, do the letting go, yes, all of that. Release all those fears, all the patterning of related to the time of great forgetting, all of that. And you are here to be, and if you're hearing this message, it's probably meant for you, I'm guessing. You are here to be a holder of the possibilities of the divine. So, yes, I think that's where I'm gonna, and especially with Neptune right there, actually, I just want to say that. Yeah, Neptune still in Aries, but going retrograde. Neptune is also going to go back into Pisces later this year. And then both Saturn and Neptune re-enter Aries early 2026, and then they finally meet on February 20th, 2026, right? So, but Neptune is very definitely a player, very definitely a player in this lunar eclipse right here with this whole group, and adding to that energy of can't possibly know, but the divine knows, and we are the divine. So it's, I mean, we do know, just not in our brain, right? A different part of us knows. The totality of us knows. Yeah, but we've been trained to have our mind be front and center. We've been trained to think that our mind is the top dog, or the top is superior to anything else, any other version of intelligence, and it's just completely incorrect. We just know that. Yeah, so that Neptune is definitely a big player as well. Okay. All right. So yes, I'm going to let them say what they want to say. Okay. Thank you as always for being here. And welcome to all the new people as well. And thank you for being here. All right. Okay. Hello, dear souls. Yes, as Martha said, the main message we really want to convey very powerfully, even on a visceral level, is the infinity of possibility. Alive always, but particularly alive now and in the energies of now. And as Martha has been channeling about and talking about, and others have been talking about, and many of you have been feeling yourself, this is, of course, this time of great remembering. And this is the transitional time between the time of great forgetting and now the time of great remembering. So it is the time of great remembering. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no halfway point about it. It is completely, fully here and true. And yet, even with, just like with any other change, there is a need for support in making the transition. So a humongous component of that transition is the radical and revolutionary work that many of you have been doing in the just in the even the last week or two of inviting in and holding space for your true full essence body being to drop fully, completely, totally, to fully land and fully inhabit your body, your Gaia self, and for the essence of you to begin breathing and seeing and knowing through the body of you, so that your Gaia body being and your essence body being are now one. This is what Martha was channeling about for the new moon, and you can go back and enjoy that as often as you like, whenever you like. And so now, as you are fully embodying, fully inhabiting your Gaia body being, your essence body being as one, literally infinite possibilities open up. So in this video, this channeling, this message, this journey today, that is what we would like to support you to take this next step of this eclipse portal journey together in whatever way is just right for you. So if and when it feels right and good for you, we invite you to take a long, slow, deep breath. And again, feel your essence, your complete, total essence, spirit, body, being, gathering at the top of your head. If there's any component of your essence being that's still wanting or needing to fully incarnate into your Gaia body being, you can feel that the light of the essence of you gathering at the top of your head, right above your crown chakra. And you can feel the hands of the divine or the hands of one of your spirit team or a light being, a healing being, perhaps holding the space to just support your essence being. And on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, just feel your essence body being slide down through the crown of your head and land completely into your pelvic bones, your hips, your legs, your feet, your abdomen, your chest, your heart, your lungs, your voice, your throat, your head, your eyes, your third eye, your entire brain, your shoulders, your arms, your hands. And taking another long, slow, deep breath. I invite you to, again, feel and see and be your soul essence self, the totality of your soul essence self, now having completely dropped into your Gaia being body, your beautiful masterpiece of Gaia that is your human physical body, your animal body, your Gaian body. And feel as your essence body being is infusing your Gaia being body, and your Gaia being body is lighting up with the light of your essence body being. And they are merging more and more completely as one. And you can feel how they are perhaps reveling in the sweetness and the ecstatic joy of what it is to be a masterpiece of Gaia, and the light and the essence of you all at the same time, fully, totally dropped in. And you can feel perhaps in your heart and your whole being, your whole body, your essence self, your Gaia self falling completely, radically, powerfully back in love with each other, merging as one all the way. And we invite you to be present with this and just let this process unfold naturally and slowly, gently in the coming weeks, the coming months, the coming years. So we're going to give you just a moment just to be with this before we transition to the next part of what's alive here in the energetics leading up to the lunar eclipse, the full moon in Pisces. So now taking another long, slow, deep breath. we would actually like to encourage you during this first half of this lunar cycle. Again, this is a lunar cycle that started at 0 degrees of Virgo, which is very embodied, actually. Very much about yourself as Earth, as Gaia, as a temple of the divine, as Gaia, which is literally what you are and what you are embodying now, fully, completely. So more than anything, actually, between now and that lunar eclipse, we would love to encourage you to just be gentle and present with this and not rush too much to the next stage, the next moment. But at the time of the lunar eclipse, what we also would like to encourage you to do or be present with, and Martha will be channeling on that day as well for the solar eclipse journey, but you can be doing this on your own, in your own way, whenever you feel called, either on that day, before, after, whatever feels right. We would love for you, and you can be doing this right now as well, as many times as you like. We invite you now to feel and imagine a powerful, beautiful being of light, or a spirit guide or guides of any infinite benevolent types. You might experience this being or beings like angelic realm beings, massive light beings of possibility. And we encourage you to feel these beings, again, holding the space at the top of your head, at the crown of your head, while you are fully, fully, fully embodied as your Gaian being and your essence being as well. And we invite you to feel and imagine these massive beings of light holding the space of the possibility of infinity right at the crown of your head. So you can imagine almost like a golden circle, a golden, you could say, sacred spirit space being held by these beings, these massive, beautiful beings, right at the crown of your head. And you can imagine and feel perhaps an orb of light descending directly from source, from the divine, connecting you, your body, your essence being, your Gaia being, to source, the heart of source itself, that you cannot possibly know the infinite possibilities of everything in your human mind. But your essence body and even your Gaian body absolutely know and are one with the infinity of possibility and the possibilities of infinity. And between the time of the lunar eclipse, between now through the lunar eclipse, and then leading up all the way to the solar eclipse, which is the next new moon, which will be at 29 degrees of Virgo, we really encourage you to be fully inhabiting your earth body temple being at the same time that you, in your own way, just relax, let go, and let yourself be held in this orb of light connected directly, always straight into the heart of Gaia and straight into the heart of Source itself, and into the reality that the light knows the way, your spirit knows the way, your essence knows the way, your body knows the way, Gaia knows the way, the divine knows the way, and the possibilities of infinity are right here all the time, and they are actually you. So during this lunar eclipse time and this time between the two new moons in Virgo, the one at 0 degrees of Virgo and the one at 29 degrees of Virgo, one of the things we really powerfully invite you to do is the radical forgiving, the radical letting go that Martha mentioned, but then also just let go into what your mind might call the unknown, but that the divinity of you would call something beyond the known, the masterpiece unfolding as you. And so it is. Amen. All right. Okay. Awesome. Um, great. Well, more to come, clearly. And yes, I'll be back. It feels like there's something, um, there's more. There's more. But yeah, I mean, that was awesome. That was great. Felt really supportive to me. I hope it felt supportive to you. And I just have a feeling there's more components coming there. But I would love to hear what comes alive, what came alive for you there. How does that feel? How did the new moon feel for you? The one at 0 degrees of Virgo with Regulus. Please share here in the comments on the video. Please share in the free community at livingtheonelight.com, and or same community, but available also through the new Living the One Light app, which again is free and you can download on, yeah, any device. Yes, and if you want to join the full eclipse journey, that's still available. I'll put those links here. I think those are all the things at this minute. Okay, wonderful. See you very soon. Thank you so much for being here and part of this amazing community. We're doing it all together. All right, see you soon.